Yeah.
I don't know what's
why
cold.
it's so cold.
I don't know what's colder, me or De'Aaron Fox in Toronto from 3-point range. Somebody needed to close the door. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. And the whole tip thing, that was what was this, the second or third air ball that day?
I was not keeping track. I'll tell you that.
I know.
I can tell you missed 11 times.
I know there was a air ball prior to that, which is why, I mean, if you're the ref, you probably thought, I can't. Should they have reviewed it though, Chris? How does that work?
They could have reviewed it, but I don't think it was tipped.
Drake told them not to.
They even did.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close.
Yeah. 415 morning, guys. Stiles, I'm right there with you. This is a trash loss, as you called it a week ago. To get punked by the worst team in the league without Scotty Barnes is alarming because this was a constant last season. Now, again, you just got to make up for it. So you can't you win tonight. Fine. That's how this whole thing works. We look back at that 11 game mini season that Chris and I broke down. Fine. A lot of us thought that they would lose the game tonight. So you win tonight. Everything is good. Chris, I do want to go back and forth. And James, we see you. We're about to get to you as we open up the phone lines. How you feeling about your Sacramento Kings? Chris, I did want to get to your note about the last shot because I saw Matt George talking about it. Hey, he's the star. He's got to take that shot. Some people saying Malik Monk was open, so you got to swing it. What if I lived in a world, Chris, where I know this might be a bit of a cop-out and I'm not normally a fence sitter, but are you saying this because Malik Monk is a better shooter, or are you saying it based on how De'Aaron was shooting? If De'Aaron was 5 for 11, would you have still wanted him to swing it?
Yes, I would have wanted him to swing it because I think that that's the right basketball play in general, is for you to just swing, and the ball has energy, and when you swing the ball like that, it just – I don't know if there's any, Kirk Goldsberry numbers behind it or something, but it just feels like when you move the ball, again, it has energy, and it just feels like the shots go in so much easier. It's one of those things that you can't really describe. And again, I don't know if stats back it up, but for anyone who's played organized basketball before, when the ball is humming, when the ball is moving around the floor, it just feels like the ball leaves your fingertips with ease, and it feels like those shots go in a lot easier. Like you said, De'Aaron takes a dribble off of that. That adds a level of complication to it. Then he's shooting over somebody. Just felt like it could have been a much easier shot. But yes, I think the bigger part of it for me is that Malik is a better shooter. And in that moment, I want the best possible shooter taking that. And that's why I brought up the Keegan Murray example. Again, it's the extreme example, but if Keegan is standing right next to De'Aaron, I would like to think that De'Aaron, doesn't matter if he's 6 of 6 from 3, he would kick it over to Keegan. It, to me, was a weird moment of, well, I would have thought that in that moment you would feel more confident. You should, whatever. You should know yourself better and say, I'm not a good 3-point shooter and I'm 0 of 10 right now.
Yeah.
Let me swing it to Malik, who, again, percentages show Malik is not as lethal of a shooter as probably a lot of people would think he is. He's really ends up hovering around 35%. He has never been a 40% 3-point shooter from 3, but it just feels like, I think everybody would agree, Malik Monk, when that shot goes up from the perimeter, I think everybody feels more confident that a Malik Monk 3 is going in than a De'Aaron Fox one, just in general, just as a blanket statement. And then you throw on the 0 for 11. I don't care that Malik wasn't having his best game ever either. I just feel like Malik should be taking that shot. And maybe a bit of it was De'Aaron saying mentally, oh, I'm the best player on this team and we're going to win or lose by me.
209.
I just didn't like it.
Yeah, 209. Tonight, Brown will battle a Hall of Fame coach. Let's see how he runs the team after an embarrassing loss. 209 is calling it. Yeah, where I'm living on this is if De'Aaron, that's why I wanted to get your thoughts. If De'Aaron was 5 of 10, I would be okay with him taking it. I think being 0 of 10 with, and I not that I was counting track, but I did see with at least one air ball in that mix, then for me, that's why I would have had him swing it. So I'm okay. To me, it's just more situational. How are you feeling? You're the star. It just felt like I think what we all saw was De'Aaron feeling like he had to take it. And the basketball play is, no, brother, you don't have to if you're not feeling it. And then to airball it wide open is crazy. Yeah. What did you think about the initial play call? I know it was a tougher, you only had, 2 seconds when the Kings had a similar situation with Keegan, I understood that play more. I didn't like the last play call at all to DeRozan in the corner. I didn't. You just had a lot more time. I know no Keegan, but I didn't like that play call at all.
I didn't mind it more so because I've seen DeMar hit like literally that same exact step for step in the corner, taking it, turning around and just firing. He's hit that game winner, like specifically a game winner with that shot on multiple occasions when he was in Chicago. And so that's what was going through my mind at first. But again, like that, I was a little bit jaded in that moment. I thought it was going in. I thought it was a good play, but especially with definitely not even having to have hindsight be 2020, probably isn't the most efficient shot that you could take. It's almost saying, hey, we are for this shot relying on DeMar DeRozan's shot-making ability instead of we're going to draw up a beautiful play that's going to get him the best person a wide-open look. It was straight up, this is DeMar's night. It is in Toronto. He's got Drake sitting courtside. That was almost a DeMar DeRozan, here's your actual setting it up for you. Here is a hero moment for you. It did not go in, but if it would have gone in, I would have you would have seen 3 different clips of DeMar hitting that same exact 3 when he was in Chicago.
Yeah, there was a part of me, I'm not even kidding, there's a part of me, I thought Sabonis might get the shot. I thought there was a part of me that thought he might be the second option here if everybody's all, because again, no Keegan Murray between, I guess you got, like we said, Malik and a cold De'Aaron, but yeah, they decide to go with DeMar DeRozan. I think it was to try to force second overtime and wasn't successful. 916-339-1140. Let's open up the phone lines. How's everybody feeling? Let's go to James. Wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, James? You're on Stiles and Watkins. What you got for us?
Hey guys, I think you guys are right on point. I agree with Chris. I'm glad he brought it up. 0 for 10. All right, 0 for 10. I think it's on the coach at that point. You need 3 points, and you put any guy out there that's 0 for 10. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's what I've got.
Yeah, thanks for the call, James. Well, again, the play was to DeRozan, right? It bounced to De'Aaron Fox, and there you have it. You know what I'm thinking right now, Chris? And off the top of my head, this is why I'm still upset about the Doug McDermott starting thing. Keegan Murray's injured. Why don't you have Doug McDermott in? You need a 3.
Sure.
Why didn't you have Doug McDermott in? You need a 3. He was good enough to start.
Right.
And you needed 3-point shooting. So that's why I'm saying that the whole thing just didn't make any sense to me from start to finish. 916, to be honest, not sure why Fox didn't pass to Monk for a better 3. And I also don't understand why the Kings just didn't feed DeRozan. He was cooking. Let's get this rebound victory tonight.
They fed him in overtime.
Light the beam. That is from Eli McFly. So puzzling. This is from the 916. So puzzling, guys. Why do we shoot threes horribly and other teams make everything? I can only come up with one thing. Other teams have to be saying these guys are small and soft, and if we compete, the Kings will fold. They are confident against us, Jeff. Not that I necessarily agree with that, Jeff, but that's kind of what JaVale McGee, not what he said on these airways, but it was something similar. We'll get into that more so on the other side. And Billy, we see you. Don't move a muscle. You'll kick us off after the break. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.